Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is mainly for men, but women, I really encourage you to stay as well, because this topic applies to all of us in different ways. I didn't sit down with a script or a plan for this video, so I'm speaking from the heart and from my own experience. What I want to talk about today is semen retention, self-control, and energy, and especially one question that keeps coming up over and over again. A lot of men talk about this subject online. You see countless videos, podcasts, and discussions led by men. But you rarely hear a woman's voice on this topic. So today, I want to share a woman's perspective and step into that conversation. The question men ask all the time is this: can women sense when a man is practicing semen retention? And I understand why this question matters to you. You want to know if the effort you're making is visible, if it changes how others experience you, especially women. So let me answer honestly, calmly, and clearly. First, I want to change the word smell, because it's not really about smell. What it really is sensing. Women don't literally smell anything. What we sense is energy. We feel presence. We pick up on how contained or scattered someone feels. When a man is holding his sexual energy and living with awareness, there is a noticeable difference. Not because of anything physical, but because his energy is not leaking everywhere. His attention is not scattered. His presence feels solid. To explain this, I want to use a simple image. Imagine your energy like water in a bottle. That water is your life force, your vitality, your creative energy. When the bottle is strong and sealed, the water stays inside. When you need it, you can drink deeply. You feel full, nourished, and alive. But when someone has no restraint, when they constantly give their energy away without awareness, it's like that bottle has tiny holes in it, little leaks everywhere. The water slowly drains out, and the person doesn't even notice until they feel exhausted, empty, or disconnected. Many people walk around feeling tired, unmotivated, or emotionally dry, and they don't understand why. They think something is wrong with the world or with other people, but often it's because their energy has been leaking in ways they never paid attention to. Semen retention, at its core, is about sealing those leaks. It's about learning how to keep your energy within yourself instead of constantly losing it through habits that don't serve you. And this is important. It's not just about physical release. Energy leaks in many ways. Mindless scrolling, constantly seeking validation, looking for attention from people online, fantasizing without awareness. These things may seem harmless, but they all pull your energy outward. So when a man practices retention, but still spends his time chasing validation, constantly seeking attention, or living without intention, the energy is still leaking. And yes, that can be felt. An aware woman can sense when someone is fragmented inside, when their energy is scattered, when their actions don't match their intentions. And no amount of restraint alone can hide that. This is why intention matters so much. Why are you practicing semen retention? Is it to attract someone? Is it to prove something? Or is it to build a stronger relationship with yourself? Your intention enters the room before you do. Even if you say nothing, your intention is felt. If you are doing this practice only to get something from someone else, that energy is still external. It's still reaching outward. And that creates tension instead of presence. But when your intention is self-devotion, something changes. When you are doing this to grow, to heal, to understand yourself better, your energy becomes calm and grounded. You feel whole instead of hungry. Semen retention, when practiced with awareness, is an act of self-respect. It is a decision to invest your energy back into your own body, mind, and spirit. It's about filling your own cup instead of constantly pouring it out. When your cup is full, you don't chase, you don't grasp, you don't need to prove anything. You choose where your energy goes. And this is what women sense. We sense containment. We sense when a man feels complete within himself. There is a solidity to him, a calm confidence, not loud, not forced, just steady. Another important point I want to mention is validation. Many people, both men and women, seek validation outside of themselves, through social media, through attention, through approval, through desire. But when you rely on external validation, you give your power away. Your sense of worth becomes dependent on reactions, likes, messages, and attention, and that dependency can be felt. During this practice, it's important to ask yourself honest questions. Where am I seeking validation? Why do I need it? What am I avoiding by reaching outward? Semen retention gives you the energy to look at these questions without running away. It gives you the strength to sit with yourself and understand your patterns. And when you do that, something beautiful happens. You start to feel fulfilled from within. You stop needing constant stimulation. You become comfortable with your own presence. This doesn't just change how women see you. It changes how life responds to you. Your work improves, your creativity deepens, your focus sharpens, your relationships become more intentional. You begin to choose where you place your energy instead of letting it spill everywhere. And when you do eventually share your energy with someone, it's different, it's meaningful, it's conscious, it's not coming from emptiness, it's coming from fullness. Many people feel depleted because they never learned how to protect their energy. They give and give without awareness. Then they wonder why they feel empty. Retention teaches you patience. It teaches you discipline. It teaches you how to sit with desire instead of being controlled by it. And that level of self-control is deeply attractive, not just romantically, but energetically. A man who can restrain himself shows maturity. He shows reliability. He shows emotional strength. These qualities matter deeply in relationships. And yes, men often have stronger physical urges. That's real. That's biological. But that's also why this practice can be so powerful for growth. The challenge itself builds character. The longer you practice, the more you realize how capable you are. You push past limits you once believed were fixed. You gain confidence, not from attention, but from self-trust. The real reward of this path is not external. It's internal. It's waking up with energy. It's feeling aligned. It's knowing you are not a slave to impulse. This is self-love in a very deep form. It's choosing yourself, choosing growth, choosing awareness. Your energy becomes potent because it is contained, and that potency is felt by others without you needing to do anything. Your presence enters the room before your words. Your energy speaks before your actions. So to answer the question again, clearly and honestly, yes, an aware woman can sense when a man is practicing retention with the right intention. But if the intention is manipulation or validation or control, that can also be sensed. Do this for yourself, not for anyone else. Let the practice shape you, ground you, and strengthen you. When you master your own energy, you master your life. And from that place, everything you desire flows naturally. And when you really sit with this idea, you begin to realize that semen retention is not just about sexuality at all. It's about responsibility. It's about learning how to hold something powerful without abusing it or wasting it. Sexual energy is one of the strongest forces in a human being. It creates life. It fuels creativity. It drives ambition. When that energy is unmanaged, it controls you. When it is respected, it serves you. Many people grow up without ever being taught this. We're taught how to chase pleasure, but not how to sit with desire. We're taught how to distract ourselves, but not how to understand ourselves. So when someone chooses a path of restraint, it's not because they are weak, it's because they are becoming aware. Awareness is the beginning of everything. Once you become aware of your energy, you start noticing where it goes. You notice how certain habits drain you. You notice how certain thoughts pull you out of your body. You notice how some environments exhaust you while others nourish you. This awareness changes how you move through the world. You stop doing things on autopilot. You stop acting out of boredom or loneliness. You start making choices instead of reactions, and that alone creates a massive shift in your life. When a man practices retention with awareness, his relationship with desire changes. Desire no longer feels like something that attacks him. It becomes something he can observe. He learns that urges rise and fall like waves. If he doesn't panic, if he doesn't suppress or shame himself, the wave passes. This builds emotional strength. The ability to stay present during discomfort is one of the most important skills anyone can develop, and it shows. It shows in how you handle stress. It shows in how you communicate. It shows in how you hold eye contact. It shows in how grounded you feel in your own body. Women, especially those who are emotionally and energetically aware, notice this grounding. They feel safe around it. They feel relaxed around it. Not because the man is doing anything special, but because his energy isn't pulling from them. He isn't seeking something from them. He's already full, and fullness is attractive. When you are full, you don't rush intimacy. You don't force connection. You let things unfold naturally. You listen more. You observe more. You give space, and that space allows real connection to grow. This is something many people misunderstand. They think attraction comes from effort, performance, or intensity. But often, real attraction comes from calm, from patience, from presence. Retention supports this because it slows you down. It pulls you out of constant stimulation and brings you back into your body. You begin to feel your own energy instead of chasing external sensations. This also changes your relationship with your thoughts. When your energy isn't constantly depleted, your mind becomes clearer. You're less reactive. You don't spiral as easily. You don't overthink every interaction. You start trusting yourself more. You trust your instincts. You trust your timing. And that trust makes you feel steady inside. Steadiness is rare. Most people are internally unstable because their energy is constantly pulled in too many directions. They want everything now. They want relief now. They want validation now. When you choose restraint, you're choosing long-term stability over short-term relief. And that choice rewires you. You begin to enjoy simplicity. Quiet moments feel rich instead of empty. Being alone feels peaceful instead of lonely. You don't need constant noise to feel okay. This is why many people on this path report feeling more creative. When energy is not constantly discharged, it finds other outlets. Ideas flow, motivation returns, purpose becomes clearer. You may feel drawn to improve your health, your work, your surroundings. You may start setting boundaries more naturally. You may stop tolerating things that drain you. This isn't because you're becoming rigid, it's because you're becoming aligned. Alignment is when your actions, values, and energy point in the same direction. When you're aligned, life feels smoother. Not easier, but clearer. Even challenges feel meaningful because you have the energy to face them. And this is where the practice becomes deeply personal. You stop doing it because someone told you to. You stop counting days obsessively. You stop comparing your journey to others. It becomes part of how you live. You understand that retention is not about suppression. It's about redirection. It's about choosing where your life force goes. And once you understand that, you become very selective. You don't give your energy to everything. You don't engage in every impulse. You don't chase every desire. You value your energy because you felt what it's like to have it. This naturally raises your standards, not just for relationships, but for everything. You want depth. You want honesty. You want quality. And again, this is felt by others. People respond differently to someone who values themselves. Conversations become deeper, interactions feel more respectful. You're not easily overlooked. You don't need to announce this change. You don't need to explain it. It speaks for itself. And for women, this kind of man feels different. There's no pressure, no rush, no hidden agenda, just presence. That presence creates trust, and trust is the foundation of real attraction. This practice also teaches humility. You realize how often you used pleasure to avoid discomfort. You realize how often you distracted yourself instead of listening to your inner voice. And instead of judging yourself for that, you learn from it. Growth doesn't come from shame. It comes from understanding. You may notice old emotions surfacing. Feelings you once numbed may come up. This is part of the process. Energy that was once discharged now stays in your system, and it asks to be felt. This can be uncomfortable at first, but it's also healing. You're finally giving yourself space to process what you've been avoiding. And as you process, you release patterns that no longer serve you. You let go of attachments that were built on emptiness. You create space for something healthier. This is why this path often leads to better relationships, not just romantic ones, but with friends, family, and yourself. You become more patient, more understanding, more grounded. And when intimacy does happen, it's different. It's intentional. It's present. It's shared, not taken. Your energy is no longer scattered. It's focused. And that focus creates depth. So when people ask whether women can sense retention, the deeper answer is this. Women sense wholeness. They sense alignment. They sense when a man is at peace with himself. Retention, when practiced correctly, supports that state. But without awareness, it's just another technique. And techniques without awareness don't create real change. This is why the inner work matters more than the outer practice. This is why intention matters more than streaks. Do this because you want to know yourself, because you want to respect your energy, because you want to live consciously. Everything else becomes a byproduct. And the most important relationship you build on this path is the one with yourself. When that relationship is strong, all others benefit. You don't lose yourself in others. You don't abandon your values. You don't sacrifice your peace. You remain centered. That is power, quiet power, sustainable power, and it's available to anyone willing to slow down, pay attention, and choose themselves. This is not about being better than anyone. It's about being true to yourself. And when you live from that truth, life responds differently. That's the real transformation. Thank you for listening. I hope this perspective gave you something to reflect on. If this resonated with you, feel free to share your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.